YouTube, you fools try to limit me. Muting and deleting channels, thinking that's the end of me. Y'all are not on my level, smaller than a centipede. This is my purpose, TBT is a ministry. I do not tire, my God gives me energy. Chose by Messiah, you believe, come get with me. Married to a black queen, we got the illest chemistry. Founded the Black Tube, and now we making history. Black Tube, 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 what? Black Tube, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? The BlackTube.com. I'm a giant killer, son of an omniscient God who's realer. If this be the thriller in Manila, I'm Ali in his prime. It's showtime, coke time, about to take what's mine.
Yo. Been a minute. What up, though? What up? What it do? What's popping? What's cracking? What's happening there? Time 9 times 10. You know, it's a repeat. Doing the Donald. It's a repeat. It's the same thing. Like, you didn't know? You didn't know? Same thing. You want me to get up here and say the same thing, and that's not going to happen. We're going to talk about how, what's the difference in between an incident, an accident, and protocol. At some point, this becomes protocol. Like, this is how they do it. You understand? It's protocol. And it's only going to be additions. You understand? Additional regulations, right? Which again benefits those in power, right? The minions get together and construct something that can be put on the books as laws, right? For the sheeple to, bow to. And in the end, the beneficiaries are those who issued it in the first place, which is how business is supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You're only trying to increase your ability to not just do good business, like someone would say, be professional. No, to prosper financially, right? That's the goal. That's the goal, right? So, either or way, being in their way, what they would say, disruptive, or some of us would say disagreeable, right? Is gonna create problems and barriers for those who are voicing what's actually going on outside of, again, what you would see in the mainstream media, right? The basics, like you can play a clip from the 11 o'clock news or 10 o'clock news or 5 or 6 o'clock news across the board from the East Coast to the West Coast and get the same stories, right? Over and over. Peace, God. Same stuff, right? again, during the last live, I discussed some of my people from the D who live in South Carolina, right? I discussed two different families briefly. And in particular, I spoke about how, one of the elders says that she's sick of seeing places with the name plantation, right? Plantation such and store, and plantation this, that. And what I did was, or what it reminded me of, and I'm going to show it to y'all, take me down for a second, was a bill that I did. Let's see if I can get to it. I should already had it queued up, and I wouldn't have to go the route that I'm going, but I'm going to go that route, which is Federale Bookie. And since we live on that platform as well, let me see. It's on here. Let me see. It's on here. Here we go, right here. Right. So this was April 17th, 2021, right? And the name of this build, come on, it's gonna be choppy. Let's see. Come on, buddy. Come on. All right, all right, all right. Yep. I don't know, what are people watching from, but be it Facebook or YouTube, hit the like for your peoples, right? So we can get that algorithm back rocking with us, because it be this, as most, but I'll get together. Don't worry about it. We trying to get all the original people, the Alhambra Society, original the Alhambra Society YouTube channel. This is the Alhambra Society 314 YouTube. Again, I took an old channel and just right, right, right. So let me see. Should I put that up there? So the name of the bill was the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, right? In 2020. Again, it's from April 17th, 2021, but the name of it is called the state. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do all that. I'm about to just show it to you. So let's take this down. And let's see, let's see. I hate to even do it this way. Hold up. Because I want to blow this up first. All right. Boom. Let's come back over here. Right. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Bear with me, y'all. It's going to be worth it. Because, again, this is from 3 years ago, and I've yet to see, any of our people who rock like how we rock had this discussion, right? Like, we're still not understanding it, right? So this is CNN. Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo signed an executive order Monday that could change the state's official name. So what is the official name of Rhode Island? That Governor Gina, is it Raimondo? Right, right. But okay, the state's official name is the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. Right here. The State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. And this article is from 2020, if I'm not mistaken, right? We could just listen to what I said when I said what I had said, but again, um, I'm recapturing this based off the fact that, again, we have an elder complaining that there are too many places in the state of South Carolina, or in Carolina State, if we're going to be, correct about it, is multiple places called plantation this and plantation that. But again, here's an entire state, and that state is the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, right? And again, it took all the way to the year 2020 for them to even put in any type of legislation to have the name of the state change. And it's predominantly based upon the fact that most of us don't even know. We think it's Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy, but us thinking and believing things, uh, puts a barrier in between what you know, right? Because you feel confident in what you believe and what you think, and you know what I'm saying. In today's political economy, and I'm gonna call it a political economy, like we can't afford that type of ignorance as a people. We cannot, right? So let me see something. I want to hear what I was talking about on here because I have no idea.
I'm not necessarily concerned with the outcome of the governor's executive order 20-48. I'm trying to give y'all some light as to what is really going on.
So, what did I say? Executive Order 20-48. So, if you want to look it up, again, it is Executive Order 20-48, right? These things are accessible and have been. But again, if all you hearing about is do wop diddy, right? You know what I'm saying? And again, this is April 2021. April 2021. There's nothing new.
You understand? What we are witnessing, these human rights violations, this shit is kidnapping, slavery on steroids, and it's right in your face, letting you know they never let any of this shit go. Here it is. In 2021, we have a state known as Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. Right now. Like I said, I'm not talking about something 100 years ago or 200 years ago or 300 years ago. And this hasn't even been a discussion until the, I don't want to, I want to be careful with my words. I'm definitely not going to call it the R word, but we just say protest. They didn't have a concern with this until the aftermath post the murder of George Floyd. Prior to that, they had no concern with making any corrections to the name of this state. I don't want to say the name of a place. You have to understand what a state is. A state is some shit on paper. Okay? It doesn't it doesn't give anyone or anything a firm footing on the land. First of all, a corporation can never have a firm foot on the land as a sovereign anything. Just a firm foot on the land, period. And they let y'all know this all the time. Have they had a firm footing on the land, there would be no need for all of these contracts. All of these constitutions.
Multiple. And how much credence should we give to the organic constitution, right? Now, you say what you like, you know what I'm saying? Well, okay, I see a comment that say, are y'all Moors? Peace, God, you know what I'm saying? We that and more. So, again, you see the name of the channel, right? You on a tube, so, right. Wow. You know how it go. You have your amalgamated Moors. You have your Moorish Science Temple of America Moors. You have brothers and sisters who come where I come from, right? As far as, a foundation that we all stood and stand on being, people say America, you know what I'm talking about? Over here, we be talking about Washita, right? Washita. And this brings in the paradigm of the Aboriginal, Indigenous, Autochthonous American movements, right? Because I've yet to see one, you understand, with the presence of the empire Dug your mind, you know what I'm saying? Empire of the Washita. This information goes back decades, right? And now it's very popular. It's very popular within this internet social media uh, conglomerate, if you can call it that, right? Where you have many allies and many enemies, and ain't nobody hold shit down. You know what I'm saying? How you consider yourself to be a enemy of somebody who is out here standing on knowledge of self? I don't care what you call it. You know, it don't matter if you coming from an Islamic paradigm, you know, or your cousins or your other brothers and sisters, the Hebrew Israelites, that paradigm, the Kemetic paradigm. You see what I'm saying? Whether you know, getting back to Islamic, because you can just say that, but then you have people who are of Orthodox, Sunni, you know, Nation of Islam, Shia, right? You have a bunch of different divisions up under that, and they don't get along, you know. So the tools that we are using to separate ourselves from one another, even within those sectors, they don't get along. You see? So is you know, what we have in common is what a lot of people have in common. When scratch that, what other nations may have in common with us, right? But as far as us using these other nations as allies, that becomes difficult, right? Because when they looking at you as the booty, look it up, booty, right? The subjects, property, chattel, property, uh, wards. You understand? Like it's a relationship that, again, who wants that relationship? But for those who recognize, uh, when we start talking about human rights and the child, rights of a child to a name and a nationality, we start talking about indigenous rights, right? The nations who recognize us as such, those are the nations who we supposed to um, create, uh, 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 utilize as allies. You know what I'm saying? So again, this election, I mean, every 4 years, it's like it's real difficult to do these bills and get the message across that I'm trying to get across, because we at each other's throats for one party or the other without any invitations, right? You don't even have an invitation to this party. You understand? When trinkets or tangibles or whatever are being passed out, you're not even at the table. You can say, yeah, we built the table, we put the table together. That be the case, we need to start acting as such. Again, there would be no table. No table, no table, no legs, no table, no tabletop, no legs. Right, to be sitting at eating. This tastes horrible, y'all. Oh goodness, that tastes horrible. So I ain't about to keep nobody. I need to go through the talk about the towns of South Carolina, but I'm learning how to edit, which I should have already took the time to do years ago. But I got some stuff for y'all. It's gonna be sweet, all right? Sour for some, but again, the truth ain't always what you want to hear. It's not. People don't. I can't. People never want to hear the truth. Let's keep it a butt, right? Which makes no sense, because a lot of this truth that is being unveiled is, based on our ancestry, right? And not just our ancestry, not just birthrights, but it's pointing to the fact that we are the heirs to the land. What it do? What it do? Ain't nobody missing nothing. I'm slow poking and backtracking and things like this and that because you see what's on the screen. I'm talking about again the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations once again. You know, like I said, these people are here to do good business. That's what they came here for, to do business, right? And with that being said, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again right now, be it Trump or Harris, either pick would do good business for USA Inc. What you're gonna have is either way, you're gonna have a split, right? And that split don't have anything to do with us. It's gonna be a split amongst the wealthy. Again, we talking about a bloodline, right? I ain't talking about us, I'm talking about them. I heard somebody make the statement, just flat out that Kamala's not gonna win. It's definitely gonna be Trump because he's a part of the bloodline and she's not. Now I can't verify or deny. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't know. I haven't, looked at her ancestral line, with a magnifying glass like many of you claim to have done. But again, you know, you got what? You got 4 grandparents, 8 great grandparents, 16 great. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot, and I know nobody has done that because most of you, though, the vast majority of y'all haven't done it, for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, what sense would it make for you to go and, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is when you're talking about what's the lady name? Hillary Clinton and Trump, that's a bloodline, so they up here talking real bad about each other some years ago. Like, come on now, you was just baking cookies for your cousin not too long ago. Let's look at the Mar-a-Lago log sheet, right? Like, it's crazy. I just don't get it. People are just easily led, right? With a little bit of razzle dazzle is what I see on both ends. Again, I could point out lies told by both parties. Sometimes the same lies. And shit is just, when you look at everything, I'm looking at the fact that Trump donated to Kamala Harris party, not party, her political shit when she was running for president before she dropped out and became Biden ended up picking her to run as his vice president. But prior to that, again, Trump donated to her party. How do you say that? What word am I looking for, y'all? Wasn't administration because it wasn't going down yet, but I'm just looking at everything. Again, Trump lied about building the wall, right? And that's what he ran on. Like I said he was going to build that wall and make Mexico pay for it. And then Biden and Harris lied because they ran on one of their major things that they were pushing was that they were going to do the student loan forgiveness, and neither one of them did. Peace to the God. It's been a minute. But I'm learning how to edit now, so I got some fire. Fire come down, my friends. Indeed. This shit is. So, should I pull it up? I'm just gonna briefly talk about it right now. I mean, I think is I shared the shit on Facebook as far as showing you, yeah, her campaign. Thank you. Good looking, appreciate it. Yeah, that Trump donated to her campaign. Now again, keep in mind, I'm not rooting for either side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these people to have any type of personal feelings and things like this and that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, look, even with the situation with Israel recently bombing Iran, right? Like, I've been hearing about Beirut and all of this bombing and shit, and you know what I'm saying, my whole life. So for me, this is all a repeat. And people will say, well, this is a distraction and Diddy is all of this shit is a distraction when we not focused on uh 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 sovereignty and reparations and shit that matter for us as a people, right? Period. I'm not it's not a side for me to pick again. I said we don't have a seat at the table or whatever, but goddamn it, we built the table. So, a lot of the elders, and I'm gonna get into this conversation because, the guy, the elder, I'm gonna be respectful. Judge Joe Brown has a lot of hate and contempt in his heart for Kamala Harris, right? He's called her all type of garden tools and things like this and that and whatnot, right? Me, I've listened to a little bit of everything that he said. I watched the and shout out to them, Dana with the Data Show, and I see him on here. So I'll just listen. And if you listen, you learn as to why, he harbors this hate. You see what I'm saying? Towards her, based off of a lawsuit that happened. And I heard him mention that she held it up and she didn't give the person who committed the fraud against Judge Joe Brown and some other celebrity entertainer type people, right? Uh, uh, she gave the lady a slap on the wrist, and and she drugged the case out and whatever, whatever. So he's been mad at her for a long time. And let me say this. I probably need to take what's up there down, but whatever. One thing that I did learn, uh, being around people in the entertainment industry and being involved in hip hop and rapping and things like this and that, the people who are, and I'll give you an example, the engineers, the A&Rs, the role managers, and these people gossip and uh, uh, spread lies and rumors about various artists and athletes more than the average person, right? And it's can I say a culture shock? I don't know what the fuck. That's probably not the proper term, but it's just to see people. For example, if I'm 20, 21, you're talking about people in their 40s and 50s just saying things that you don't even have a way of verifying that shit. Like, I don't want that on my name. You see what I'm saying? I don't want somebody saying that I said some, fugazi type stuff and that I can't prove and that has no relevance, to anything. Like, but that's what these people do consistently. Like, I couldn't name names, but I'm not gonna do that, right? Listen at me when I tell you what I know. Like, someone like, for example, a Jaguar, right? No disrespect, but that's just how that business is. You can literally be in a session with, and see, I don't want to say names of various artists, but you will hear some of the most craziest shit. Some things you're obviously gonna know. You know what I'm saying? That ain't true. You know what I'm saying? But talking about putting a 50 on a 10 type situation, I've seen it consistently over and over. So I don't want to deal with that shit. But what I come to understand is when you get into various movements that are supposed to be about uplifting our people, you are gonna run into some demons, right? You're gonna run into some people who with bad hygiene and people who lie like us 75 going south or north. You know what I'm saying? People who, hold disdain for people of a better who have a better quality of life that's involved in these various movements. It's a lot of jealousy. It's a lot of uh, uh, infidelity, adultery. Like it is just fucking crazy. This is the very reason why I'm not as consistent as I should be when it comes to doing these little lives or whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna get better and better, but me taking a an attempt at perfecting this auditing, like I got so much and to do you know extended live, like for what? Let's get to the information. And then once we get to the information, the enlightenment, you know what I'm saying? Let's shine. Let's get the work. Again, we have to, I don't expect everybody to come together. I know better. You see what I'm saying? People are in love with other things more than we are with being in love with ourselves and our people. They'll front, this is for the people are bullshit. Bullshit. This is for your ego a lot of times. This is for your pockets a lot of times. I respect you just like how a lot of people feel like they rather deal with Trump because, he seems to express and say what's on his mind. Like, so the fuck what? But that's a choice. I'm not into telling grown people what to do, but I could tell you what we need to do. Again, there's a whole template to follow when it comes to um, getting them to terminate and abolish various codes, acts, laws, regulations, prohibitions, and so on and so forth, right? And I picked one. And for the most part, that's what we're going to stick to, right? So once we accomplish that one goal, we can move on. And not to say we can't walk and chew bubblegum, right? But again, the goal is to have something done and etched in stone that all of our people can see. It's done. Now you no longer have to worry about being extorted for this. You understand? And again, when we go through even for example, let's look at Resolution 75. How many of us remember are familiar with Resolution 75 or the Sundry Moores Act of 1790 and all of these other things that we were learning 20 and 25 years ago? And I'm speaking for myself because, again, someone taught me that. So it's elders who, supersede, that time frame that was really, really popular. The popular time frame of, like, for some of us, 2000 to 2002, and I'm speaking about when it comes to these commercial presentments and knowing what fiat currency is and knowing what's the difference in between de jure and de facto and things of that nature, special appearances, and you understand, like a person being a corporation, and right, and the connection of that with the historical aspects, right? That's when you begin to deal with the indigenous, aboriginal, autochthonous Americans or Moors, or you understand, Yamasee, Washita. You understand, like, is the Great Seal of the Moors. You understand, even at the time the Nubian nation of Moors, right? Being that Dwight York had the finance, he had the money to be able, he had the printing presses. You understand? He had the ability to make uh, uh 10 million incense and sell them, from here to Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like, just real talk. It was a good time until you know what I'm saying, some truths started to be told about some of these individuals. Let's go back a few minutes ago. I talked about the entertainment industry, right? Then I followed that up as to how toxic it is within what we call the conscious community, from top to bottom. And it's not the information, it's the individuals, which makes somebody like me stay to myself, right? With all those who I know and who I can reach out to, and again, I'm not talking about everybody, but unfortunately, we have poverty is a problem. So you're gonna get brothers and sisters who are traumatized out here. You understand? Based off of, again, it starts with poverty. Because if you're not living in poverty, what's the odds of you eating ramen noodles? How you say that shit? And McDuff, and things that you're forced to eat because of what's in your pocket. And a lot of people look at that as, well, that's an excuse. I came from, you know, the Jeffries projects. I grew up in, you know what I'm saying, extreme poverty, and now I'm a doctor or a lawyer, or you know what I'm saying, like the odds that you beat, right? The odds that you beat is something to celebrate. I take that from no one who comes from an extreme impoverished background, or one parent in a household, or no parents, foster care, and face CPS situations, right? And again, the factor that seems the cause and factor in every situation seems to be, uh first of all, I'm gonna say a lack of wealth. You see what I'm saying? No generational wealth within that particular generation in that family or the prior generations, which is gonna cause uh, a lack of education. Because we generally look at education as, be it again public or private school, state university, community college, uh, uh, arts and trades, and right. So that's not, you know what I'm saying. What That's not all that academia has to offer, right? But again, with limited access to such things, and the existing system that's still there is the system that created these barriers. And even as a people overcoming the barriers to be and this is what makes the P. Diddy situation for many of us so difficult to deal with. You see what I'm saying? When we have so many of our people and our ancestors prosper with multiple barriers already in place, such as Jim Crow and the redlining and the red summers and the vagrancy laws and things of that nature, people look and say, well, look what our grandparents overcame. Y'all are just a bunch of soft this and entitled this and hold on, hold on. I understand what my ancestors faced, right? But I also know that since if we just look at the past 50 years, so was that from 74 up to 2024, right? How much the volumes and volumes and volumes of policy that they've put on the books, how it has impacted us, this our generation, right? Like, again, I understand what my parents and my grandparents face, but again, can we get to the overstanding and the understanding that since those times, they've added even more acts and codes and regulations and prohibitions on the books of a business that has been enforced on us, you understand, which has limited us even more. It's people say, well, you know, they took the shackles off. You won't have to deal with the shackles. And there's no invisible shackles, right? I don't want to hear about the social security numbers and trust accounts and fidelity and why are you telling me nothing that I don't already know? Those are not the invisible shackles. I still see cuffs every time I see a a highwayman or a patrol person. So I at least gotta tell y'all the name of one of these towns so you don't go to it, right? I know one is Lawrence, South Carolina. So let me stop being. Let me. I ain't gonna say stop being. Well, hold on. Let me find it and I'll just show it to you. You are good people. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not what I thought it was. Yeah, I am gonna shortchange it because okay, it should be before this. Again, one of the towns is Lawrence, South Carolina, and the other one is Turbyville. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. I'm hoping I didn't go back too far though. Nope, here it go right here. So Turbyville, I showed that last time. So I want to show Lawrence. Lawrence. So Turbyville is Turbeville. Turbyville, established and founded and incorporated in 19, is that 15? I can't see. So let's look up Lawrence. So it's Laurens. Come all the way up. Thank you. Bam. So now I can show it. Okay, that's it right there. Boom. Let's go full screen. So hold on. I didn't even click on that. I don't want to go to Wikipedia. I'm just saying the point of even talking about the city of Lawrence, South Carolina, is the fact that if you get a ticket there, right? You get this ticket and you don't pay it the same day, they put your picture in the newspaper. The point that of me even talking about Turbyville, South Carolina, is because if you get a speeding ticket in Turbyville, South Carolina, what they will do is extort you, right, for whatever the fine is for speeding. But if you don't pay the speeding ticket right there, they're gonna kidnap you and take you to jail. And what they're gonna tell you before they tell you that, if you don't pay the speeding ticket right now, we're gonna take you to jail. They're gonna try to coerce you, right, by telling you that if you pay the ticket right now, you will not get any points on your driver's license. But if you don't pay the ticket right now, we are taking you to jail. In other words, we are going to kidnap you and hold you for ransom because that's what it is. And that's what it always has been. So let's take them down, right? And all right, let's just click on it. So this is Turbyville. This is the place that will kidnap you if you don't pay the speeding ticket when it's issued, right? But again, the way they bait you in is by way of telling you that if you pay the ticket right now, you will not get any points. Well, they can't give you any points for it anyway because it's not a part of South Carolina's compiled law. This is strictly out of the town. The policy was created by the town of Turbyville. What does that say? 1914. So it's a lawsuit, going against them and blah 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 and whatever. But just think of how many years they've already been doing this, right? So I'm trying to remember what was this about right here. Okay, so I know exactly what this is. The other thing I didn't talk about, but I did talk about a couple weeks ago. Um, the mine worker that was killed in a mine, like some people who were on a tour there got trapped. I forgot how many feet underground or whatever, but in attempts to save the visitors of the mine, one of the actual miners who have been working there for I forgot how many years, y'all forgive me, but he ended up passing in the incident to try to save the people. So right here, what we got is one of the Native American tribes um, trying to stop the uranium mining that is going on at the Grand Canyon, right? So hoping we don't get stroke. And I guess I shouldn't have been doing it to show all they logo or whatnot. Maybe I wonder how the words. again, you know, that in order to, do you trust these people like that? No, you don't. You don't, my friend. Neither do I. See, this goes back to the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And all of this attention and friction about, whether or not to take any jabs, right? So, my point was the formulas that they're using are too new for them to give like a definite analysis of what the side effects could be, won't be, how much it will help or won't help. Like, y'all don't have the statistics on that because, there's no data for you to go about because this is something new. This is something you just created. These RNA and, you know what I'm talking about? Like, y'all know what it is. Y'all know exactly what it is without me even having to try to avoid getting a strike, right? Based off of, saying something that they don't want you to say. So, where we at? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I have some fire, and I think I need to save it, right? It, it- the fire that I have, that, you know what I'm saying? I know those who are paying attention will not just regurgitate, but they'll go and look up what I said and be able to verify the information, right? They don't even have to use the same source that I'm going to use. But again, what pisses me off is the fact that this is something that I've already shown, and the traction again isn't there based off the fact that you know we were robbed of the original channel. I'm gonna keep talking about it because it's the facts, right? So yeah, it's an uphill battle pretty much, but it gotta be done. Once you again, once you know something, it can't be taken away. So to it would be like ignoring your face. For me, it would be like ignoring my face. Like, that's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So I know I gotta be one more thing on here and I gotta find it. Shoot. Hold up, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it before I get up out of here. So let me go up, up, up. So San Fernando has a white supremacist gang, a gang called the Peckerwoods. I'm done. I look. Let's go back. So it was all the alphabet gangs was there to uh, arrest the white supremacist gang members, or to serve the indictment. They've been indicted, and the name of their white supremacist gang is the Peckerwoods. I often wondered, like, why did our elders make reference to them as Peckerwoods? And it was told to me because of the red hair of the eye. Look here, we done heard everything. You see, so and what I want to say I can't say, but on these private bills that we have, yeah, I let it fly. This is unheard of. I guess they embracing the word Peckerwood, right? Oh, the Peckerwoods. Like I couldn't make this up if I tried to. And we gonna put they mug shots on blast cause we is. Let's see. Yes, we are. Where they at? Let's put they ugly mug. And then you can't see the ones that they captured. The only ones you can see is the ones who haven't been captured, from what I can see. So let's go.
The Peckerwoods. The gang is based out of the San Fernando Valley.
See, so hold on. Let's get her face because they must ain't call her Tara Jane. Is that Jane? Is Jane? Tara Jane. Like Tarzan Jane was what they was trying to name her. Tarzan Jane. Children of Romulus.
San Fernando Valley. 29 federal arrest warrants were served this morning. 68 members of the gang were indicted on charges ranging from gun violations to identity theft.
It appears, however, that the business of hate was not enough for them. Their creed took on different forms. Driven by greed, as alleged today, they engaged in drug distribution,
Right.
multiple frauds.
I was about to say because I saw the cocaine. But I didn't hear them mention that. If this was us, they would have mentioned the cocaine first. Like we, you know what I'm saying? Is like we are flying it in from Bolivia or Colombia. Yeah, it have nothing. Listen, I gotta go back because I gotta hear them say Peckerwood again. I can't.
Premises gang, the Peckerwoods. The gang is based out of the announced today that they've taken down dozens of members of the notorious white supremacist gang, the Peckerwoods. The gang is based out of the San Fernando Valley. 29 federal arrest warrants were served this morning. 68 members of the gang were indicted on charges ranging from gun violations to identity theft.
It appears, however, that the business of hate was not enough for them. Their criminal activity took on different forms. Driven by greed, as alleged today, they engaged in drug distribution, multiple fraud schemes, and firearms offenses.
42 of the 68 gang members indicted are now in custody. The remaining 26 are fugitives. The Peckerwoods, according to federal law enforcement, have aligned themselves with the Aryan Brotherhood and Mexican Mafia prison gangs.
What we wanted to do through this investigation was neutralize this threat as quickly as possible. So as I said.
So he said the Mexican Mafia gangs. They use the word cartel, I don't think, but Aryan? Mexican? Yo, what's the dude name?
We're not going to wait around for
El Chapo. He got an L, and then his first given name is Joaquin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is El Chapo birth name? His Christian appellation is Joaquin. Then you got the Peckerwoods who are allies with the Mexican gang cartels. Or he didn't say cartels. What did he say? Let's go back a little bit. Let him say it again.
Threat as quickly as possible. So as I said, we're not going to wait around for a tragedy to occur. We're going to take action right away. And in order to do that, we use every tool in our federal toolbox to address that. And that's what we've done today.
Federal law enforcement have aligned themselves with the Aryan Brotherhood and Mexican mafia prison gangs.
What we wanted to do through this investigation was neutralize
Mexican mafia prison gangs. Okay. Like a Martin Estrada. Like Eric Estrada. Let's see. They just took all my energy with that, so I'm about to peace out, y'all.
YouTube, you fools try to limit me. Muting and deleting channels, thinking that's the end of me. Y'all are not on my level, smaller than a centipede. This is my purpose, TBT is a ministry. I do not tire, my God gives me energy. Chose by Messiah, you believe? Come get with me. Married to a black queen, we got the illest chemistry. Founded the Black Tube, and now we making history. Black Tube, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TheBlackTube.com. I'm a giant killer, son of an omniscient God who's realer. If this be the thriller in Manila, I'm Ali in his prime. It's showtime, go time, about to take what's mine. We are not with your agenda. We
Supreme.
Shock. Etymology. They say I'm dope, I said I'm smoke, fire, blowing air, carbon, earth, solid, water, wet. I'm steady beat, a sister soldier that dies effects. So gone with all that hoopla and rah-rah. Unless you talking about Atun, Namuna, Amara, pineal glands, all seeing eyes. We call the third eye. We came to build, not pay your bill. Sling them in the municipality, city seals like roadkill, descendants of ancient mound builders. Not supposed to need encyclopedias, genetically encoded with 720. We got amnesia, claiming we Christian cretins in love with Yahweh, Muhammad, and Jesus. But you was living inside of God when you was a fetus. But believers and never believers